So I'm here today in it's about week 5 or 6 or something. I've lost count, but he's saying one of our illustrious pastors has come to see me, Pastor Joanne. And he just kind of we do so many different things, and we have to check in with each other and find the right pathway for lots of different people. So Joe's come to see me, and we'll be having a discussion about the best way forward. So we're not just pastors and priests that make cups of tea and say our prayers. We actually proactive, and we work really hard. You know, people don't see all the work that we do, which is fine, but I'm sure God does. So yes, I'm going to have a natter with Joe. I'm going to have a little catch up. So tell me, Joanne, about this. So I know there's a couple of girls you've been looking after or seeing. So just tell us a bit about that.
I've been to see one today. We've had to meet up in car because she didn't want me to go to her house because children and things, and she's working and she's in deep addiction and she's nowhere else to go. She's tried everything, and even she said herself she needs to try this. I asked her, does she believe in God? When she was at school, but it's not something she really thinks about. And does it really work? I said, it does. And she doesn't know me, but she knows of me. And she was saying how much it's changed my life.
So we know a lot of people, don't we? Kind of like myself, you, nearly all the pastors, and loads of people in the church, your husband as well, that's had massive struggles.
Yeah.
But when we've found God, they've got a lot easier. So I guess that's like what our church is about, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of about the change.
Yeah.
So how did your life change? Tell us a little bit about
So
it.
when I were drinking and getting on it a lot, and I've been saying the Lord's Prayer, and someone suggested coming to church on the street, and I met you, and the week after you came to my house, and you told me your story, and you said, if you could ask God for anything now, what would it be? And loads of people had prayed on me. Loads of churches have prayed and nothing ever happened. And I thought, this guy's prayers might kind of work. But you said to me, if you could ask God for anything, what will it be? I said, well, I want my life to be transformed like God had transformed yours. And I genuinely wanted that. And I knew by talking to you that there was some truth in it and this was real. And you told me to shut my eyes, and you just said, are you sorry for everything you've done? And a little prayer. And when I opened my eyes, my living room was just illuminous white. It was like it had been repainted. It was decorated. It was bright white. And then after you left, I went to the fridge to get my vodka, and I just couldn't touch it. I just couldn't. I felt physically sick. And looked outside. The trees were bright. Everything was different from an instinct. And even when I woke up in the morning, I comes downstairs and there was still that brightness still there. And then I went to the 12 steps on the Monday and we spoke about going to college. Mm-hmm. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to get in college. But it'd be something I'd want to do just to learn the Bible. And you said, give it a go. So we applied. And the week after, I got in, which that was a miracle. There's another story to that. And yeah, I did 3 years in a theology Bible college and got a degree.
Wow, it's quite remarkable.
It's amazing.
And then, you know, you got ordained.
Got ordained.
And now you're a pastor at Church on the Street.
I am. So
then, you know, your story's not unique. Like you say, we know all these people. So tell me about somebody else who's struggling, who you're trying to help. Is there anyone else, the people who you work with, without naming them, of
yeah,
course?
Well, it can go from an addict to an old lady. It can be so different to praying, sitting with someone who's dying. It can just be totally different all every day. It can just be so, you're sitting crying with someone who's lost a son, to sitting with someone who's lost a wife, to someone who's in addiction, to someone who's lonely, who wants to come to church. It's just different all every day.
So what about the things like So I know you struggle to stand up and talk in front of people and
Yeah.
lots of different things, you know, and but now you're starting to do all those things.
Yeah.
So tell me how that feels. I know it's not easy.
No.
But tell me what that's like.
So that is 3 months ago. I've always said to you, don't get me reading out in church. Don't get me up the front. Whatever you do, don't make me stand up front. And I've been praying about it and saying, Lord, you know, everyone keeps telling me you're going to have to stand up front. So I said, Lord, you need to help me if this is what you want me to do. And then I had to do church. And I have to do a lot of planning on it, and I rehearse it, and I did it. And then this Friday, I've just done a presentation at a mental health conference, and then I'm doing my first funeral tomorrow. So, yeah, I think there might be the new preacher arising here.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, so you're now doing the things that you can't do under your own strength.
No, definitely not. I mean, I couldn't even read a book in front of anybody. You know, now I'm reading scripture in front of a full church. I'm reading off scripts, I've wrote myself. And yeah, that is a miracle in itself.
It's remarkable, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's remarkable.
It is.
Thanks, Joanne.
Thank you.